Mr. Speaker, the budget bill, House Bill 30, is the most consequential piece of legislation for the entire session. It spends over $175 billion. All of Virginia's money flows through this bill. The budget is so important, it's even more important than code. We have had a budget for the last 2 years that's been balanced by using cash rather than bonds for capital projects while putting money away for a rainy day. This proposed budget does not do that. Last budget, we fully funded VRS and put an additional $1 billion into the fund. This year, we're cutting the fund by $350 million, a significant departure from what we normally do. We're taking $42.5 million from our Amazon obligation and deferring it. Where last year on our capital budget, we paid for buildings with cash. Now we're incurring a debt of over $416 million and not building a Virginia State Police training facility. We're putting over $159 million into WMATA, Metro in Northern Virginia. We need economic development in Virginia, but this budget takes out $160 million in mega-site funding which would bring good paying jobs to the state. It's also taken out $15 million for workforce recruitment and retention for these jobs. We're doing this at a time when our unemployment numbers are showing sluggishness, and over 65% of our general fund dollars come from withholding taxes. Our ABC profits are down also by $82 million. We spent yesterday voting on bill after bill on guns, allegedly to stop violence. But we have a program that works on reducing gun violence, Operation Ceasefire, and we're reducing that funding by $17 million. We're spending in this budget over $200 million of anticipated revenue from RGGI, a program we're not in and probably won't be. We have language in the budget which says everything in this budget is contingent on the state being enrolled in RGGI, which is probably unconstitutional and unenforceable. I've been to New York with the governor, Secretary of Finance, State Treasurer, and Chairman of the Senate Finance to talk to the 3 major bond rating agencies about the status of our AAA bond rating, which is the best you can get. They all told us they like the fact that Virginia does not overspend. We've made extra payments in the VRS, along with using cash to pay for capital projects instead of debt, as we are growing our economic vitality. They were also impressed by the fact we were a well-managed state. However, this budget, I fear, will not perpetuate that glowing endorsement for our state financial well-being. Remember, you cannot spend yourself rich. We need to keep it simple. We need to spend less in the face of a declining economy. We need to continue to avoid taking on unnecessary debt. In a negotiation, everyone needs a little something. If we want to avoid an impasse and not be here in June still fighting over this, this pie should have 3 slices, one for the Senate, one for the House, and one for the executive branch, because all are equal partners. This is an intense negotiation for the state's well-being. We aren't playing checkers here, we're playing chess. And if you're really good, you're playing on 2 tables at one time. All 3 parties need to sign off on the document. Mr. Speaker, I don't see 3 slices in this budget. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.